What's going on, everyone? This is Dom, and today we're taking a look at the Axon phone. And this thing kind of came out of nowhere, a top spec flagship smartphone from a company you may or may not have heard of, ZTE. So what's the Axon all about? Well, let's go ahead and find out. The packaging here is pretty simple. We have a white box and a small window to peek at the phone with a shiny Axon logo on the front and ZTE branding on the sides. Lifting the lid will reveal the Axon phone, but we'll move that out of the way for now and check out the included accessories. First up, we have a small packet that contains a single quick start guide to get you going, and underneath that you'll find a micro USB charging cable and a power brick that will work with the Axon's quick charge capabilities, and some premium looking JBL headphones, which I'll definitely be checking out here in the near future. Taking a look at the phone itself, we have a pretty sweet design here with an aluminum casing and the Axon branding in the center. At the top you'll find a dual camera layout that looks very familiar. The bottom camera packs a 13 megapixel backside illuminated CMOS sensor that's capable of shooting up to 4K video, while the top is a 2 megapixel shooter that allows for some refocusing effects within the camera app that will give your images greater depth of field, or at least it makes it look that way. There's also a dual LED flash, which works great to light up a dark environment, and speaking of cameras, there's an 8 megapixel shooter around the front side for all you selfie enthusiasts. So far, pictures seem to be pretty good. In a nutshell, it performed exactly as I expected, though its lack of optical image stabilization may be a deal breaker for some people. Colors seem to be accurate, and the camera's f1.8 aperture holds up alright in low conditions, but I'll save my full thoughts on this camera for the review, and be sure to hit that thumbs up button if you'd like to see it. The Axon packs a 5.5 inch Quad HD display with 534 pixels per inch covered by Gorilla Glass 3. Above and below the display you'll find some grills, but only the bottom one is home to a front-facing speaker. The top grill is actually there to house the earpiece and look cool, I guess. On the bottom end, there are some capacitive navigation buttons. The center circle will act as a home button with a short press, or access Google Now with a long press. If you swipe up from the center button, you'll be taken to an interesting widget screen that provides access to music, favorite contacts, fitness tracking, and recent news. The two buttons on each side of that circle are actually hidden until activated by touch, but feature no recognizable icons, just some small white dots. These buttons are used for the recent apps and back buttons, but they aren't labeled, so you can actually swap them via the settings app. As you'd expect, the sides are home to a lock button and volume rocker, but there's also another small button that works as a camera shutter within the app. In case you were curious about specifications, the Axon is packing some heat. Inside we have a Snapdragon 810 processor clocked at 2 GHz, 4 GB of RAM, yes, 32 GB of internal storage, with about 24 GB available for use, a 3000 mAh battery, and in case you were curious, there's no micro SD card expansion here. It also comes along with Android 5.1.1 Lollipop, a lightly skinned version of that actually, which made me happy, and there's no cluttered and skinned UI as we've seen with a lot of other devices in the spec range recently, so it was a pretty nice experience. As for first impressions, this phone feels solid in the hand. The build quality seems on point, software is nice, and for what you get here, it seems to be priced pretty competitively. ZTE's Axon comes in at $450 unlocked and off contract. It really seems like this high spec with a mid-range price space in the mobile area is getting pretty crowded, but which one will you pick? Let me know what you think about ZTE's Axon down in the comments section below, and if you enjoyed this video, feel free to leave it a thumbs up as it does help out the channel a lot. Also, subscribe for my full review of the Axon in the near future. Thanks again for watching, everyone. This is Dom, and I'll catch you in the next video.